Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ad America. My name is James, one of the e-guides here in Ad America, and we welcome audience members joining us here with me and online. We hope that you're doing well and staying safe. Ad America is the United States Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. Today, we will be having English for marketing and sales professionals. But before we begin, I have here a little fun fact for everyone. The global digital advertising and marketing market was estimated at $350 billion in 2020 and is projected to reach $786 billion by 2026. And now, without further ado, let me introduce everyone to our facilitator for today. We have Ibu Hafilia R. Ismanto, English instructor and materials developer for ESP, which is English for Specific Purposes. Bu Hafil, the stage is yours.
Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to sit down, but I think I'm going to stand up. Okay. Later on. Hi, everybody. Those of you here with us at Ad America, and also those of you who are joining us online. Okay. A very good afternoon for all of you. So today's topic, as you can see from the slides, okay, it is English for marketing and sales. All right. And we will be talking about, of course, how to introduce yourself and your company. And today we will also be focusing on the features and benefits of products when you are selling products. Okay? So, what is marketing? If we look at the, can you hear me now? All right. So if we look at the definition. This is one of the definitions that I like about marketing, which is actions taken to bring attention to business offerings. Whatever your business is, may that be products, may that be services, okay? But so what is marketing? It's actions taken to bring attention to business offerings, okay? Sorry about the slide, because that's supposed to be a cleaning surface there, all right? So that's a surface. Of course, remember that sometimes we are selling services, but of course we are also selling products. So for example, you have a company, a cleaning surface company, but then you have the products that's being used, okay? Detergents, gloves, what have you, okay? So that's just an example of, so what do we do? What do we do? Okay, number one, why did I say that we have to introduce ourselves? As a marketing person, I think, as a marketing person or as a salesperson, I think that business is all about identifying yourself with your customers. Okay. Now, I've gone through a lot in my teaching career, but when Ad America asked me to do something, a program on ESP, especially on English for Marketing and Sales, I had to select, okay? I had to select which part, which credentials, we call it, right? Which credentials is, of course, relevant to what I'm doing. My teaching career is not only about teaching and developing ESP programs. I do a lot of teacher training as well. I do also preparation, building skills, okay, for test preparation courses. But that would not be relevant. I'm standing here today, okay, because of these credentials. So this has something to do with how you will introduce yourselves later on to your customers or to your clients, okay? So if you can see, and I think the e-guide has already mentioned this, right? These are what we call by credentials, right? So number one, state what you are. State your job position very clearly. Here, I'm stating that I am an English instructor and a materials developer. Why ESP? Why did I highlight ESP? It's because English and marketing, English for marketing and sales, okay, belongs to the realm, belongs to the area of English for specific purposes. So I had to make that very clear, make that relevant to what I'm doing now, as well as a business practitioner. Why? Because if you can just skip to the third point on my very short bio, I am at present the managing director of an associates, a consultancy firm that I initiated for HR development. All right. So that justifies why I know a little bit about marketing and I know a little bit about sales because I have my own company and I need to, of course, market my own services. I'm in services, not in products. All right. Okay. Credentials again. Yeah. So am I good? This is just a support. This is how I support the way I sell myself. And that's what basically you all need to do when you are also a marketing person or a salesperson. You need to sell yourself. Aside from, of course, your product and services, it's all about trust. So trust me. I'm saying trust me by saying that I have been teaching since 1984. Okay. And my last post before I started my own consultancy firm was the academic director overseeing materials development, assessment development, programs, okay, learning and teaching, teacher development, in one of the biggest and renowned language centers in Indonesia. You see all the selling, all the marketing words there being used, yeah, as a starting point. We have biggest, we have renowned about the company. All right. Now, and what makes it valid? So I'm just an English teacher. What makes it valid for me to be able to know about English for marketing and sales? Well, during my over 30 years of tenure as I have held various positions, which requires me to use English, not just teach it, but use it, apply it, okay, as the language of meetings, because I have to meet people. When I was representing my institution in the past, when I am presenting my consultancy firm now, okay, I use my English as the language of meetings, as the language of presentations, as the language of negotiations, and of course, other work-related activities. I do a lot of emailing. I do a lot of business correspondence. Okay. I sometimes have to make reports also in English. All right. So that's the whole idea. Yeah. So this is what we say when we talk about credentials. This is credentials. It's not just position. It's not just experience, but it's got to be related, relevant to what you are doing. And last but not least, this is something that you need to sell also, not just your product and your service. But then I'm here today to help those of you, all right, to be more confident in using your English for your work. Okay? That last line that I highlighted, in yellow is very important because it shows the customers. It shows the customers what you will do for them rather than what the products will do for them, what the services that you sell will do for them. But it will also show the customers what you will do for them. So you're building that trust, okay? Now, I'm going to give you another example. So this is what we say, state your position and credentials, of course. And I took this from a website. This was posted, okay, this was written by one of the reporters. I think the reporter was like reporting, of course, a meeting, yeah. And what are credentials? So it's very interesting for me to see this. To ask for your credentials is like asking the sun to state its right to shine in the heavens. That means credentials are everything. Experiences, okay? Job tenure, right? Your educational background, that's everything. So that's part of credentials. Basically, when people ask me, what do you mean by credentials? It's why it's anything that makes you relevant to your customers. It's anything to make you valid, okay? To be in front of your customers. Okay. So, very simple, a very simple English. I am your job title at your company. And my job is to, okay? You should state specifically what your job is. You can use I, then tell them, what are you doing? What's your job is all about? And summarize it all in just one or two sentences. But basically, what you are telling, what you're giving is information about how you can help your customers. So this is an example. If you look at the example on the text box, yeah? I'm a copywriter, for example, at Hafilia Advertising Agency, for example, okay? What do you do as a copywriter? My job is to write content. For whom? Or for what specific content? For what specific advertising or marketing area? Yeah? So maybe you're saying that I'm responsible. So you can say it's all about writing content. My job is to write. It's all about writing content. See the difference? Now, this is the English part. My job is about writing content, okay, for our social media advertising. So you're taking care of the Instagram, you're taking care of Facebook, you're taking care of ads that's on the social media, okay? What do you do exactly? Now, this is how you make yourself relevant to the customers by saying, I'm here to help you. I'm here to make your life easier. Yeah? I help companies to tell compelling stories about their brands. Another very strong marketing words. When I use renowned, I use the biggest, okay, for my previous institution. Here, okay, this is the example. I help companies tell compelling. Does anyone know what compelling means? It comes from the word compel. Does anyone here know? Those of you who are in the theater, in the studio? Anyone? Collecting? Compel. You're compelled to do something. And we have a mic. Thank you. Okay. Well, can we give it to the gentleman first? Yeah. To the gentleman first? Okay. Can you just repeat what you said? Sorry.
Yes. I guess compelling is related to concluding something. It's like make a conclusion or yeah, something like that.
Conclusion.
Yeah.
Concluding something. Okay. I'll just leave it at that, okay?
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
Go
Thank you.
ahead. You want to say something?
I'm not sure, but I
Mhm.
think it's similar like forcing,
Forcing
forcing something.
forcing
Yeah,
someone.
forcing something.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
I think the second definition, everyone, the second definition is similar, yeah, is closer to what we mean by compel. When you're compelled to do something, it means you're forced to do something, right? Now, compelling. Now, but in this context, I help companies tell. What do you think? Is it a forced story? Give me a synonym. Just what do you think? Is it positive or negative? Positive or negative? Positive. Okay, this is what you do when you encounter vocabulary. Yeah, if you're not really sure what it means, all right. First thing, look at the context. Look at the context. Is it positive or negative? This must be something positive, right? Okay, so can you find a synonym? Can you find a synonym? Can you think of a synonym? Take a wild guess. It's okay. That's how you learn language. Take a wild guess. Convincing. Okay. Convincing. Right. Anything else? No? Okay. Maybe those at home doing the Zoom. I don't know. Because usually when I'm on the Zoom, then they chat, they put it in the chat box. Yeah. Okay. So compelling means interesting. A story that is so interesting that compels you. What you said. That force you, right? That force you to want to know about the company more. Okay? Now, these are the words. This is a marketing word, yeah. When we are in the marketing and in the sales world, we use a lot of these very strong words to sell. To sell about yourself, to sell about the company that you're presenting, right? To sell about the products and to sell about the services. That's why a copywriter or a content developer is very, very much sought out these days because they're the ones that they play with these words. Okay, compelling stories about their brands. Now, if you say that to your customer, then your customer is going to be very interested and that's what I want. That's what I want the world to know about my products, about my services. And it's something that they cannot get away from. It's so interesting. The story is so amazing that people want to listen more and want to know more about the company, about the products, or about the services. Okay? You got the idea now? Hope you got the idea, yeah? So, as a sales professional or a marketing professional, this is what you do. You sell yourself first. Sell yourself first. Build that trust. They trust you. Then you go. Then you start with the products or the services. Before we go to the products or the services, so, okay. Again, these are the difference. This is the language part. This is the language part. Yeah? Okay. Remember to focus on the customer. Whatever you're saying about yourself, focus on the customer. It's like your customer, when they're listening to you, they're listening to your credentials, they are, I'm talking to the right person. I think this person is very good for my business. Yeah? So this is a very, very simple uh, English, of course, very simple English phrases. I'm, what is your job? What is your position? Okay, at, of course, the company. You can also say, I'm a sales representative, or nowadays, I know that there are sales, but they don't call themselves sales. Okay? They call themselves many things. They call themselves like consultants. Gitu loh. Yeah. In courses, in language courses, they don't have sales. They have program consultants. Lebih keren ya. Ya. Distributor, books distributor aja call themselves book consultant. Gitu. Ya. Okay. Sometimes we get confused loh. What do you mean by book consultant? What do you mean by program consultant? Okay. Then you need to explain. Right? My role is, if you're having your own company, you can also say, I'm self-employed, I work as a freelancer, I own my own company, or I start my own business, all right? Okay. Then you need to explain, what is your role as, let's say, a program consultant, a book consultant, just like the copywriter. Okay, just like the copywriter. My role is, he said, and he's thinking not about his job, is how his job help assist, right? How he can help, he can assist the clients, the customers that he's talking to. Okay, my responsibilities include, I'm responsible for, I'm in charge of, I make sure or I ensure that the world or people will know about how practical your products is, benefits of your products. Okay. I oversee, that means I supervise, I handle, or it's the same like I deal with. So don't forget the last part, which is more on how you can help, how it is beneficial for your customers. Okay? Now, I'm sure that some of you already know one here, yeah, which is the Body Shop, which still exists until now. This was taken a long, long time ago, but I need you to listen now. I need you to listen to an example. Okay, so let's listen to an example of somebody talking about the company. All right. So we have already discussed how you personally introduce yourself. Now you're going to introduce the company. That's what comes next. Now you're going to introduce the company, okay? And please listen carefully. And can you tell me, after listening, what are we talking about? Which company are we talking about? Are we talking about EasyJet? Are we talking about lastminute.com? Or are we talking about the Body Shop? Okay?
With her business partner, Brent Hoberman, Martha Lane Fox started lastminute.com in Brent's living room. The idea was simple, a website selling late flights and late hotel bookings. The company grew very quickly and expanded from the UK into France, Germany and Sweden. They bought other travel companies, and after 6 years they had 1,400 employees. Lastminute.com went public in 2000, and the shares in the company increased their value by 40% in 2 days. Martha Lane Fox left the company in 2003. True to her entrepreneurial spirit, she wanted to start more new companies.
Okay. So you probably heard the name of the company, right? What's the name of the company? Lastminute.com. Can you tell me? What is it? It's a website, right? And then why is it called Last Minute?
What I heard from the dialogue box earlier is last minute. They handled some kind of late booking hotel or flight, and they got trusted from IPO in 2000. So they went public in the, I guess, the New York stocks or something like that.
Right.
So they achieved the trust by going public, and that increased their value. the company's value. That's what I heard.
Okay. So, as a customer, now put yourself in the customer's shoes, right? As a customer, do you think you need this kind of surface? This is surface, yeah, not product. You think you need, is it a good business or not? Does it help people? Yes. Does it give solution? Yeah. Now, products and services are there because it's supposed to solve people's needs, people's problems, right? What kind of problem does this company solve? Forgot, or maybe there is, well, maybe not really forget, but in a rush, okay? Maybe there is sudden, urgent, unforeseen. I'm using all these words, yeah, all these words so that, because we're talking about marketing and we need to use all these high, it's not so high frequency, all right? We use it unforeseen. Unforeseen is something that was unpredictable. The pandemic came to us, unforeseen. No one predicted. Everybody thought when the virus came, it's like, okay, it's going to take 3 months, it's going to take 6 months. And now it's taking 2.5 years already, right? Okay. Now, unforeseen, something that you did not see, okay, before, foreseen. Okay, good. So, okay, somehow, as a marketing or sales professional, the way you introduce your company, it's not only how you personally will help, right? But it's also how your company, you're representing the company, right? You're wearing the company's jacket, okay? It's how the company, your company, will be able to solve people's problems, will be able to meet people's needs, travelers with unexpected, urgent, last minute. I'm using all the synonyms here. Yeah? Unexpected, urgent, last minute, unforeseen. Needs to find hotels, tickets, maybe transportation, other kinds of transportation. Right? Remember that that has to be in your introduction. We're still in the introduction part, right? You are going to help, and your company is going to help you. And of course, as you talk about your company, like what you said, right? It's gone public. That means it's trusted, okay? It's it is a credible. Yeah, we talk about credentials. It's a credible company. Okay. Okay. So, right? So it's this is like the structure. This is like the structure of how you can introduce your company or whatever business. If you are entrepreneurs, okay, this is whatever structure. This is just the structure. For example, whoever started the company, where? In Jakarta, in Brebes, wherever. Yeah. And then if it is a website, then it's a website. If it is a consultancy firm, that's a consultancy firm. Okay. What does it sell? The company expanded. This is selling point. All of these are selling point. It grew. Okay. So it grew to which countries, to which cities, right? After 6 years, after 2 years, after 1 year, now we have how many employees? All that are credentials. People tend to look at Oh, it's a growing company. It's a credible, valid, bona fide. Okay. And of course, with the case of lastminute.com, they had this to back up. They went public. Yeah. The IPO. Okay. So this is just an example. This is the structure on how you can present your own company or the company that you work for. Okay. Now, this is the body shop, and we're taking a look at the language now that we use. Of course, when you talk about milestones of the company, do you understand what I mean by milestones? Very important periods of the companies. Yeah. Okay. Milestones of your life would be when you were born, and then what else? When you graduated, maybe, right? From college, when you got married, right? Now, and usually milestones of companies, of course, don't forget, use the past tense, right? So it's very easy. Okay, Anita Roddick and her husband Gordon got the idea for their business in 1970 when they
Visited.
yep, a natural cosmetic store in San Francisco. Okay, back in England, they, again, past tense, began producing their own naturally inspired. Ini orang-orang copyright ya yang ngomong kayak gini, orang-orang konten. Naturally inspired. Gitu loh. Itu semua selling language, you know. Wow, naturally inspired loh, berarti it's not taken from something, right? They didn't just take it from a product, but it is naturally inspired. It was inspired by them. Okay? Cosmetics, and ini masih di tahun 1970, so they opened the first shop in 1976. The products and the shop's philosophy, be is a verb, a state, a condition. Philosophy, 1, 2, 3. How many philosophies are we talking about? 1. So it's was, right? The products and the shop's philosophy was revolutionary. And you see another marketing word. When you're selling something, yeah, again, nih, kata-kata, pemilihan kata-kata, the choice of words are very, very, okay. Kalau ada jawaban di chat, all right. I can look at it. Yeah. All right, fine. Yeah, okay. So revolutionary, the choice of words. Choice of words tend, okay, to make the readers go, wow, revolutionary, right? The Roddick's community trade suppliers, fair wage, okay, today, nah ini today, so, now, body shop is still here, today. So you're changing your tense. Today continues, yeah, continues, okay, to bring ethical trade to the high street in over 60 countries. Again, this is credentials. Credentials of not an individual, but a company. Growth, years of business, they are in business, all right? What is their differentiation? It is ethical trade. We're talking about revolutionary philosophy. Okay. We're talking about naturally inspired cosmetics. Okay. So these are all marketing words that you use, and you can see, yeah, that it's written to compel people to go, wow. Okay. Okay. So let's now just move on. Okay. You're usually, if it is a presentation, if it is a sales and marketing presentation, and you're doing like a presentation in front of a group of, I don't know, a group of people, okay, very important person, people, decision makers, all right, in companies, then usually you need to make like all this. If you want to, you can start with the company name, the type of company, which was stated before, yeah, for the lastminute.com. Product, the service that's offered, okay, and how did the company start? Because it's usually a very, very interesting story, right? First business activity, when and where, the growth, it expanded where to, like in case of Body Shop, 60 countries, right? In the case of lastminute.com, all over the world. The successes, notable, okay? That's key successes. We have key dates, we have key achievements. What's the operation? What does the operation look like now? The number of employees, the current value of the company, all right, and the current personal worth. So I'm going to give you here now. Okay, can you tell me which belongs where? Is all the boxes in order? Do you want to switch something? Do you think? Is the purple, that purple, yeah, the, what is that? The violet, I think that's not purple. So this is purple. So the violet box supposed to be where it is? Or do you think it should be moved? Okay. Our latest product is a new program for optical instruments for the European Space Agency. So where is that? You want to move that to the product or service offered. What
Yes.
about Parker Electronic is based in Fleet in south of England. We are leaders in hardware and software solutions for satellite technology. Focus on the violet and the green. Focus on the violet and the green. What do you think? Is that in the right position? Uh-uh. And not the green. Sorry, sorry. The blue, the light blue. Yes. How is that?
The light blue.
Uh-uh. The
So
Parker Electronics is
uh-huh.
which is that?
Is supposed goes to company name or type of company.
All right. Good.
In my opinion.
That's okay. Your opinion is correct.
Yeah, thank you.
This is Indonesian culture, yeah. Oh, when you are in sales and marketing, don't be sorry too much. That's very cultural, oh. I'm
Exactly.
sorry, in my opinion. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. It's okay if you're wrong. It's fine. All right? Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Because I'm here to give you self-confidence. You have to have confidence. Yeah. Good. Okay. So you want to move that. That's the company name, right? Yeah. company name. So it doesn't have to be like very strict. My company's name is Parker Electronic. You don't have to do that. You can just make 1 or 2 sentences which describe 2 or 3 things, right? Look at this. It's just 2 sentences, but it describes the company name, the type of company, the product, the product or service offered, right? Okay. So we can move that on top, right? And then what happened to our latest product is a new program for optical instruments for the European Space Agency. Want to switch that? If you switch that here, notable successes, would that fit in? Do you think? No? Why not? Yes? No? That's okay. It's good to agree to disagree. Why not?
In my opinion, our latest product is to update to their customers about the latest product of their company.
Okay.
So notable success is more than our engineers are involved. It's notable success, I guess.
Okay. Notable success to you is this one?
Yeah, it's belong to. If Gerhard Kulzer has great milestones,
Uh-huh.
it
So,
will be belong to. It would be belong to notable success.
okay. So the milestone, one of the milestone is the program for optical instruments. Is that it?
Sorry, which one?
The notable success is our latest product is a new program for optical instruments.
No, no. Our latest product is for the product or service over. No, latest product. It's to update.
It's an
Update
update. It's an update, Lo.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Yeah, it's an update.
Okay.
It's a current update. That's right. So that means the product, the product or the surface is based, this one. We are leaders in hardware and software solutions. They are the software and hardware solutions. Okay. That's how they started. And then one of the success is now they're able to make a new program for optical instruments for the European Space Agency. You see that? Yeah? Okay. So, and the rest is okay. The rest is fine. We have a workforce. Another vocabulary for you. You don't say, we can say employees, but we can also say a workforce. Yeah? We can have a workforce of 60 employees and a turnover of 7.5 million US dollar. Okay, so let's take a look. It goes to something like this. It may not be fully, but at least this is just an idea on how you can talk about the company, introduce your company. All right? Okay. Now, so we saw the word leader. Remember? A leader in blah, blah, blah. Yeah? And I always tell my students, kamu main thesaurus deh. Kan mau tahu. Leader, what is another word ya for leader? What is a very impressive word ya for leader? Go to the thesaurus. But be very careful. You cannot just pick all the synonyms there and think that it will be suitable for all the context. Okay? So, for example, a leader, we can also say trendsetter when we're talking about companies, right? Pioneer. You remember the bucket in Indonesia? Ember, pioneer kan? Pioneer dia, pioneer. Okay. And then we can say the front runner, the one who's running in front, all right? Or we can also say initiator. These are all the vocabulary that you can use to express that your company, right, is a leader, is the one who is leading, uh, setting the trends, gitu, right? Okay. Vocabulary. These are all, by the way, is this an adjective, a verb, or a noun? Noun. Okay. All right. Now, let's go to sales presentation. Yeah. So you introduce yourself, you introduce the company, and now you're going to introduce your product. All right? We're going to talk about products. Next week, I'll be touching about services. Today, we're talking about products. All right? Number one, in a sales presentation, involve your clients, involve your customers. Your customers should not just be listening, but you should be engaging them in what you are talking about. Encourage questions. Ask them. You can just stop me anytime and then ask for clarification. Stress advantages or benefits rather than features. Benefits rather than features, especially when we talk about products, yeah? Because product is very tangible. You know what I mean by tangible? It's something that you can touch, right? It's something that you can see. So it's there, it's tangible. You need to explain the advantages and the benefits, all right? So listen again. Example, listen again. We have, is the talk, this is a conversation, all right, between a salesperson and a customer, yeah? Listen whether the salesperson involved the client, whether the salesperson encouraged questions, whether the salesperson stressed on advantages or disadvantages in this dialogue.
Unit 3, Track 10.
Can you tell me something about your latest electronic translator?
Yes, of course. You mean the Lingua Traveler? Where did you hear about it?
They talked about it on TV last night. They said one problem with using your smartphone for translations is that apps only work if you're online. And when you're traveling, you can't always get a signal.
Exactly. The Lingua Traveler was designed for travelers by travelers. Have you used an electronic translator before?
Yes, I had one a few years ago. It was quite simple, but very useful. On TV, they said that the modern ones are really good.
That's right. There are lots of great new features in the Lingua Traveler. An enormous amount of data is stored on it, but it isn't difficult to use. It has a voice recorder. You can record phrases that are spoken by native speakers and practice them. So you can learn some of the language of the country you're visiting.
How many languages are translated?
Well, that depends on the model. The Lingua Traveler 01 has 8 languages, and the 03 model has 14. They all have English and Mandarin Chinese. When you think that Mandarin Chinese is spoken by over 1 billion people, that could be very useful.
That's true.
Old-fashioned translators had tiny screens, but the Lingua Traveler has a large LCD screen, and it has backlighting, so you can use it at night.
And is there an audio translation?
Oh yes. Words and phrases are shown on the display and spoken aloud in the language you choose. So let's say you're in a restaurant. You can type in a phrase and show the screen to the waiter. Or he can listen to the translation.
I didn't like the voice quality on my old translator.
Yes, I know what you mean. When the first electronic translators were made, the audio quality was poor, but these days it's excellent.
What happens if I spell a word wrong?
That's no problem. The Lingua Traveler will guess the word. Now let me tell you something about the travel features of this model. A currency converter and an alarm clock are included. It can also show time zones. It knows the time in 360 international cities.
Oh, interesting. So, what does this amazing device cost?
This model, the Lingua Traveler 03, costs $199.
Well, I'll think about it. But thanks for the interesting information.
You're welcome.
Okay. So did you hear product description? What she described? What's the product? Did you get that? What was the product? A translator, an automatic translator. Okay. Did she talk about features? There were features, right? Okay. Did she talk about benefits? Okay. It's a long dialogue. All right. Here you go. Did she involve the client? Did she involve the client into the conversation or not? She did? Yeah, because she said, you mean the lingua traveler? Where did you hear about it? Right? So she did ask the customer, oh, you heard about our lingua traveler? Okay, where did you hear about it? So the customer said, oh, they talked about it on TV last night. And they said, one problem with using your smartphone for translation is that apps only work if you are online. That means, what did the man say? Why is this there? The man said something like, they said, one problem with using your smartphone for translations is that apps only work if you're online. So what's he saying? So the TV said that it's better to use your smartphone, or it's better for you to have a lingua traveler with you. That's a device, a different device. Which one?
It's better to use the Lingua Traveler.
Yeah, because you can have an app, yeah, but then if
Yeah.
you're not online, then
You don't
cannot
have
use
to
it.
be online all of the time.
Right. Okay. So that's why he's interested, right? That's why he's interested. And then that's why the sales girl said, exactly. The lingua traveler was designed for travelers by travelers. That's another selling point, huh? This is a product that is designed by people who need it, by people who are using it. So basically, she's saying, from an experienced traveler, we know your problems, and that's why we created this lingua traveler. Okay? All right. If you look at this quickly, can you see the feature? What feature is she talking about, or are they talking about?
The enormous amount of data.
Data. Okay. So the data, right? Okay. And then another one? I think there are two features. One is the data. Second one, languages. All right. Okay. Yeah. But then she said it depends on the model, of course. Right? Okay. And then did she say benefits? Where are the benefits? Okay. What about the data? It isn't difficult to use. It has one feature is a voice recorder, right? Okay. What can we all know? Oh ya udah voice recorder ya udahlah gitu. And we're not, probably some of us are thinking, why are we going to record ourselves? Gitu kan? But she said you can record phrases that are spoken by native speakers, okay, and practice them and listen to yourself, right? So you can learn some of the language of the country you are visiting. This is advantages, benefit. Feature-nya voice recorder. A salesperson does not stop at features. A salesperson will communicate the advantages. Okay. And then about the language. How many languages are translated? The Lingua Traveler 01 has 8 languages. 03 has 14 languages. Both have English and Mandarin Chinese. She doesn't stop there, lo. Because then she stressed that, by the way, if you can speak Mandarin Chinese using this translator, you're going to be able to speak to a 1 billion of the population. And that could be very useful. Wow, can you imagine doing business with 1 billion people? You get just 10% of the market, 0 point something percent of the market. All right? Okay, that's very useful. Yasimen, maybe he didn't think of that, right? We don't know. Okay, next. Yeah? Old-fashioned translator had tiny screens, right? But the Lingua Traveler has a large LCD screen. This is again feature. It has backlighting, so you can use it at night. That's the benefit. All right. And is there audio translation? And then she said, yes. Phrases and words are shown on the display and spoken aloud in language you choose. So let's say you're in a restaurant, you can type in a phrase and show the screen to the waiter. Or he can listen to the translation. All right? Again, it's not just the feature of the audio translation, but it is the benefit. She just made sure. Okay? I didn't like the voice quality on my old translator. Sympathy. Yes, you're right. Okay? When the first electronic translators were made, the audio quality was poor, but these days it's excellent. And then the man said, what happens if I spell a word wrong? The Lingua Traveler will guess the word. And then she talked about travel features, a currency converter, an alarm clock. It shows time zones in 360 international cities. Benefits, of course. If you're friends, you're somewhere, you're traveling, I will know what time it is at home. Whether it's a good time to text my family, whether it's a good time to call my family or not, all right, because I have the time zone, right? Okay, and of course, after all the features and benefits, maksudnya ini baru keluar. Kan si men udah gini, keren ya, tapi by the way, how much is it? He probably knows it's going to be expensive. But it doesn't matter because what's in his head? Benefit, 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 right? People do not buy right away, yeah? But at least there is an interest, there is a desire. Now we need to push him to get the action. That's another story lah. Tapi, well, tapi dia juga nggak gitu kaget kan? Ya iyalah, I'll think about it. But at least, what did the sales girl do? She was able to give information. Okay? So it's worth the price. Mungkin expensive, but value add. Do you understand what I mean by value add? Sekarang banyak banget ya, we always say value add, value add. That's to add to the value, the worth. It's 199. But it's got a lot of values. What is the value of 199? That's in the feature benefit. Okay? All right. Now, okay. Can you tell me something about your latest electronic translator? Vocabulary again. Let's go to the thesaurus. Latest, any ideas? Updated. What else? Ini semua apa ya? For model type. Ini for model or type ya. You can say what? The updated type, updated model. Anything else? Ayo cari kata-kata yang bombastis gitu loh.
Recent.
Recent. Okay. Anything else? Think. Go blank. Oke. Ya udah, data. Kalau data, enormous data. Huge. Can we say huge for data or not? Ingat ya, jangan asal main comot terus loh. That happens a lot. So, but they were talking about data. So is it huge? Big? Okay. Apa dong? Ini amount. You're talking about amount kan? Ya udah mikir dulu. Oke. Coba pikir dulu. Sekarang audio quality. You're talking about audio quality kan? Is this one has excellent. The audio quality was poor, but these days it's excellent. Ayo, what else can you say? Excellent audio quality. What else can you say for excellent? Better? Better is going down loh ya. Excellent is already almost perfect kan? Alright. And better is used usually when you compare. You're comparing something. Okay. Anything else? Yuk. Terrific. For sound? Okay. Huh? Super. Alright. That's why learn your thesaurus gitu ya. Tapi this is how you do it. You go to a thesaurus and the thesaurus usually tells you also for which kind of context. If you're using a good thesaurus. If you want to or you have to check again. Jadi kalau saya thesaurus, I pick a word and then I look up the word dictionary. You get it? And see whether the context fit or not. Okay. So I'm just giving you some ideas here. Latest kan, newest. Ingat nggak neo coronavirus? Why it's called the neo coronavirus? Neo. That was a different corona. Itu kan? And when I said, kenapa sih neo? Oh, because it's a different. There was actually already a corona virus, tapi ini neo, gitu kan, baru, ya. Brand new type. This is new release. Okay. Current. Okay. State of the art. State of the art is the latest, gitu. Okay. Data. Limitless. Ya itu agak-agak mengada-ada sih, tapi ya udahlah. Limitless, infinite. That means very large data. Big data juga ada sebetulnya. But we're talking about amount, gitu kan ya. It's hold enormous data, very large data. Some could be limitless, it can be infinite. Audio, excellent, exceptional, outstanding. You can say superb. Sound. Kalau fantastic itu rada-rada bingung, fantastic sound tuh gimana ya gitu. Ya nggak apa-apa sih, you can use that, but then you need to explain. What do you mean by fantastic? Now you go to the detail loh. Dia clear, crisp. Gitu kan? Okay? Alright, last slide for me. A good salesperson, I like this the most. is a person, they said that if you want to be a good salesperson, a marketing person, then you can sell a refrigerator to an Eskimo. Okay? So the Eskimo said, "You're a great salesperson, but look around. I don't need any ice." But a good salesperson will be able to do that. Okay? So thank you for me. Thank you. Any questions? All right, I think I have 10 minutes for questions, right? Ada yang di itu nggak di chat-chat in the Zoom, no?
Kalau in the chat in Zoom, we don't have any current questions from our online audience.
Okay.
But any of you that are here, present with us here, if you have any questions that you want to ask Bu Hafil, now is the time.
Okay. There are two. I always say if you have no questions, either they understand everything or they do not understand everything.
Yes, Bu Hafil. So for you guys, which ones are you? Do you guys understand everything or do you guys not? Do you guys have any questions that you want to ask?
Anything you want to talk about?
Yes, we have one person here.
I would like to know about your experience, Ibu Hafilia. What is the biggest challenge that you are facing during your experience as a salesperson? What is the biggest challenge that you are faced?
My
that you're facing?
experience, okay, when I am a what? Sorry?
Being a sales.
Okay,
Yeah.
when I try to sell my programs because I'm in English language, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
When I sell my programs and all that.
Yeah.
Success. What I'm talking about success is that because it's intangible, yeah? Because my product is surfaces, very intangible, right? So how can I say that my program works well? They will ask for something that is measurable. You get it? And measurement means success. Okay? For example, I teach my students TOEFL IBT. All right? They will ask for success stories, meaning success stories. So they all passed with 100. They all got 100 gitu, because of the TOEFL IBT. It's a 100 to 120 kan. They all get 100. Then I have to say, no. The most difficult is to convince, all right, because I'm in teaching, my personal experience, is that there is no bulletproof. It's very intangible because like learning and teaching takes two parties to tango. Right? Yeah. So, and I think that's about surfaces. I think many of the surfaces, if you're selling programs, whatever, or training program lah, or program apa, they always ask like for success. What is the success rate? And sometimes we have to tell them the truth that success rate will depend on you. That's what customers do not like to hear, you know. They want to know that, okay, if I buy this, guaranteed. Yeah, that's why we have the warranty, itu kan. And sometimes as a salesperson, I don't think you can guarantee. You can guarantee something will last, even products. It will last for 2 years if, right? You will not have to buy spare parts if. The if part is something that customers usually are weighing their ideas on. Okay, $199, yeah. Price also, right? What if something goes wrong? They understand the benefit, but then of course they're going to ask lots of questions regarding what if something goes wrong? What if the voice recorder doesn't work? What if this? What if that? Okay, I think it's convincing, the convincing part, and when that could not be bulletproof.
Thank you.
Are you in sales also, right?
Yes.
And what are you
I'm a
selling?
sales. Yeah, it's hard to convincing someone that they don't know about your product,
Mm-hmm.
and then suddenly you come to them, then you
Mm-hmm.
offer about your services or your
Mm-hmm.
product. So we have to precisely explain about our product to
You do.
them, because we don't know them. Then they are they also don't know about our product, something
Right.
like that.
And
Yes.
I think that's why in the beginning I was saying that you need to establish yourself with them first, okay? Uh, okay, product comes later, yeah? You need to establish that very good rapport with your your customers. The customers trust you. Many of my friends who are in sales, hard selling, right? They're distributors, for example. So they sell hard copies of books, of whatever, materials, teaching materials. Usually, and it's a very saturated market. You know what I mean by saturated? Saturated is that everybody is like, you have like 100 competitors. Ah, everybody is selling, everybody is knocking on everybody's door, right? And I think one of the things I remember, and they happen to be very successful. So I was thinking, what's with them, you know? I mean, in terms of products, you have equally high quality products, the same, right? So what's different? You know what they say? Surface. They know that it's not our product, w- but it's the surface that we give them. It's like the trust that we build. Okay. Your name is, sorry?
My name is Ika.
Ika.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ika, sometimes when I don't get a project, when I don't get something, but at least they know me, all right? And they have trust in me, okay? So sometimes it's like I'm just the nice, I'm just the nice woman sitting in the corner, but when they need help, they will remember who to run to. Exactly. Because then I usually, what do you need? Well, I need this, I need that, I need this. Okay, okay, okay. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Okay? So I try to give them their needs. But you come at the end, it's again, I think with all sales and marketing, it's building a good rapport between building a good relationship. Trust. Business is trust. Believe me. Yeah? Trusting you, Ika. Got it? Ika is selling A. The Ati is also selling A, right? Yeah. But why do I buy from Ika? I don't know. I like that person. I like Ika. She's honest. She's the, she's genuine. You know what I mean by genuine? Genuine is people know that you are not pretending, but
No
you are
faking.
yourself. Yeah. Genuine, ya, tulus gitu loh. Now people, that's marketing. It's like it's the person also. Remember that the person, the quality, your quality is as important as the products and the service that you bring. I do business with a lot of people, okay, whether it's web designing or whatever. It's not so much as their expertise, but I guess expertise, yes. But again, it's the trust that I have. I can trust him. I can trust her. If there's anything, I can always call on you. Okay? It's that trust. Okay, Kak? Don't worry, okay? Be confident, right? And I know it's difficult, but again, teacher, are you selling product or services?
Services.
Okay. Good luck. No, 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 no. I'm serious. That's why, because it's intangible, you got to have a lot of stories on process, you know? Yeah? Okay.
Actually, sales is a very challenging job, yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's not easy.
It's challenging, but it's also very rewarding. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
get the
rewarding, exactly.
sales, I think that's why it takes a special kind of people. People who are compelled. Okay, now you learn the word. Who are compelled with the figures, I guess, rather than just getting the same old figures, but you're thinking of like, wow, compelled with the figures. Because I think that's what sales people are striving for, right, Ika? Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're very
Ibu
welcome. Don't
Fabilia.
worry. Be confident. Okay. Is my
And
time up?
no, we still got some time.
Oh, okay.
If you want to ask another
1 minute,
question.
2 minutes. Okay.
So yeah, thank you, Ika, for your question. We have one more question, if you want,
Sure.
Buhafil, from Sagita Nirmala from Facebook. I feel excessively nervous when presenting in front of client. What is the first thing I should do to curtail this?
Okay. You have to, right? You have to record yourself. Practice. Practice and record yourself. Have your friends, best friend, your moms, your boyfriends, okay, look at you, all right, and criticize you. It's like, why are you using sometimes you do not realize that, right? And so that's why I said record yourself, voice recorder, as well as video. Then you will be able to see how beautiful you are or how not beautiful. No, seriously. This is not just for salespeople, I guess, but it's for everyone who's got the job of like standing in front, right? I work with teachers, and I do ask them to record themselves. Once I ask them, record yourself. You know what one teacher said? Oh my God, I'm so short. Then she saw herself among the students and said, why am I so short? And you know what she did? She used higher heels, which made her more self-confident.